Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into a topic that feels more relevant than ever: how to start learning programming.
Yeah, that's a big topic,
Yeah.
definitely. But we've designed this deep dive for pretty much everyone. Maybe you're young, just getting
Or
curious.
maybe switching careers.
Exactly. Or a tech enthusiast who's, maybe dabbled a bit and got kind of stuck. We want this to be your guide for those first steps.
Right. Our mission here is to, well, cut through the noise. We've looked at a bunch of sources to pull out the essentials, give you clear, actionable steps to kickstart your coding journey.
And maybe uncover a few surprising things along the way.
Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. It's 2025. Why should someone even think about learning programming now? What's the real push?
That's the core question, isn't it? And what's really interesting looking at recent data is how programming is moving beyond just tech roles.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, for every traditional software engineer job, there are now nearly three other jobs, think marketing, project management, even sales, where knowing some basic code is a real plus.
Wow, 3 to 1. That's significant.
It really is. It's becoming less of a niche skill and more like um, basic digital literacy, like knowing your way around a spreadsheet used to be.
That's a great comparison. So it's not just about getting a coding job necessarily.
Not at all. Though the job potential is definitely serious. We saw data suggesting programming skills can bump starting salaries by like 15–20%, even in those non-developer hybrid roles.
Okay, that's a tangible benefit. But what about other advantages? Anything less obvious?
Absolutely. Beyond jobs and money, learning to code really changes how you think. It strengthens logical reasoning, helps you break down really complex problems.
Yeah.
It's about building this systematic approach you can apply almost anywhere.
So it's a problem-solving superpower, kind of.
You could put it that way.
Yeah.
And the good news is you don't need to be some kind of math whiz to start.
That's reassuring for a lot of people, I bet.
Yeah, the sources really emphasize this. It's more about curiosity and consistency. Just sticking with it. Anyone can learn if they have that mindset.
Okay, that naturally leads us to the next big question. You've decided to dive in. But, which language do you pick? There are so many.
Right. It feels overwhelming. But our research strongly points towards Python for most beginners.
Python. Why Python specifically?
Well, its syntax, the way you write it, is just really clear. It almost reads like plain English sometimes.
Almost like English. Does that really make a difference for a total beginner, or is that just something people say?
No, it genuinely helps. It lowers that initial barrier, lets you focus on the ideas behind programming the logic instead of getting tangled up in complicated rules right away. Plus, it's used everywhere. AI, web stuff, data analysis, automation. Really versatile.
Okay, so Python's a strong contender. Are there other good starting points, maybe for different goals?
Definitely. If you know for sure you want to build websites, like the parts people actually see and interact with,
Right.
then learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript together is the way to go. That's the fundamental trio for front-end web development.
HTML for structure, CSS for style, JavaScript for interactivity. Right?
Exactly. So it's less about the perfect first language and more about a good first language that fits what you're curious about.
So the choice isn't necessarily locking you in forever.
Not at all. Think of it like learning your first musical instrument. Once you get scales, chords, rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
learning a second instrument is way easier.
Okay.
It's the same with programming. The core concepts, variables, loops, functions, that kind of stuff, they're the important part. Once you understand those in, say, Python, picking up JavaScript or something else is much, much simpler. The underlying logic is similar.
Right. Makes sense. So we've covered the why and touched on choosing a language. But the practical part, staring at a blank editor. How do you actually start writing code? What are the steps?
Yeah, this is where it gets real. First off, and this is crucial, start small,
Yeah.
really small.
Don't try to build Facebook on day one.
Exactly. Forget complex stuff like machine learning or building a massive application right away. Focus purely on the basics. What's a variable? What are data types? How do if-else conditions work? Loops, functions. Master those building blocks first.
Okay. Basics first, then what?
Second, use interactive learning platforms. Things like Free Code Camp, Codecademy, Solo Learn, WE3 schools. These sites let you write code right in your browser and get instant feedback. It's hands-on.
That immediate feedback loop sounds key.
It's super motivating. And third, maybe most importantly, build stuff as you learn. Don't just watch videos or read. Actually make things, tiny things.
Like what kind of tiny things?
A super simple calculator, a basic to-do list, a program that spits out a random quote. These little projects cement the concepts and, honestly, they build your confidence like nothing else.
And what about other resources to kind of supplement that building? Books, videos?
Oh, absolutely. YouTube is full of great tutorials, lots of helpful blog posts out there, and beginner-friendly books are fantastic. One classic is Automate the Boring Stuff with Python.
Ah, yes, I've heard of that one. Focuses on practical uses right away.
Exactly. It shows you how code can solve, like, everyday little annoyances. Makes it feel real.
No, it's not always smooth sailing, is it? Learning to code, it can get frustrating. Your code doesn't work, you see errors. How do you push through that? How do you stay motivated?
That's probably one of the biggest challenges, and everyone hits it. First thing is, set realistic goals. Tiny goals.
Like write one function today?
Exactly. Or understand this loop concept by tomorrow. Small wins build momentum. Forget about becoming an expert overnight. Second, find a community. Seriously.
What community? Like online forums?
Yeah. Reddit has subreddits for learning code. Discord servers are huge. Even Twitter. Or local meetups if they're around. Just being around other learners, sharing the struggles, the little victories, it makes a massive difference. You realize you're not alone.
That shared experience helps normalize the difficulties.
Totally. And the third thing, maybe the biggest mindset shift, is don't fear the error messages.
Ah, the dreaded red text.
Yeah. It feels like failure, but it's not. That error message is trying to help you. Debugging, figuring out why it's broken, that's where the deep learning happens. It's literally teaching you to think like a programmer.
You know, that's such a powerful way to reframe it. Our research into learning psychology actually backs that up. Those moments of frustration, like hitting an error, are when your brain is actively forging those new problem-solving pathways.
Your brain building the muscle, essentially.
Okay, so if you're getting started, you've got your motivation strategy.
Yeah.
What about tools? Do you need to buy expensive software or a fancy computer?
That's the great news. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You really don't need anything fancy.
Just a computer and internet.
Pretty much. A basic laptop or desktop works fine. And for starting out, you don't even need to install much. You can use online code editors.
Online editors? Like what?
Things like Replit, CodePen, Jupyter Notebooks, especially for Python and data stuff. You write and run code right in your web browser. Super easy, no setup headaches.
Okay, cool. And if you want to write code on your own machine?
Then a simple text editor is all you need. Visual Studio Code or VS Code is incredibly popular. It's free, and it's actually quite beginner-friendly despite being powerful.
Right. VS Code is everywhere. What about things like Git and GitHub? Version control. Sounds complicated.
It is something you'll definitely want to learn eventually. Git helps you track changes in your code. GitHub is a place to store it and collaborate. But honestly, don't stress about it right at the start.
Focus on the coding basics first.
Exactly. Get comfortable with variables and loops before you worry about Git commits. One step at a time.
Okay, we've covered a lot of what to do. How about a quick lightning round on what not to do? Common pitfalls our sources warned about.
Ooh, good idea. Common mistakes. Okay, first, don't jump between 5 different languages in your first month. Pick one, stick with it until you get the basics down. Really.
Resist the shiny object syndrome.
Totally. Second, don't just watch tutorials. Code along. Pause the video. Type the code yourself. Tinker with it. Passive learning just doesn't work for programming.
Got to get your hands dirty.
Absolutely. Third, avoid comparing your progress to others, especially online. Everyone learns differently at their own pace. Focus on your journey.
Comparison is the thief of joy, as they say.
It really is here. And finally, maybe the most important, don't give up when it gets hard, because it will get hard. Struggle is not a sign you're bad at it. It's just part of learning. Pushing through that is how you grow.
That resilience piece seems key. So let's say someone has pushed through, they've learned the basics, they're feeling okay with a language like Python. What now? What kind of actual paths can they start exploring?
Yeah, the fun part, the possibilities really open up. You could start exploring web development more deeply. Learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript basics, then maybe look into a framework like React to build more interactive sites.
Okay, web dev. What else?
Data science is huge. If you like Python, you can add libraries like pandas for working with data, learn some basic statistics, and start analyzing data sets.
Sounds interesting. Any other routes?
Sure. Game development, you could look at tools like Unity, which uses C#, or stick with Python and try the Pygame library for simpler games.
Games? Cool.
Or automation, just writing simple Python scripts to automate boring tasks on your computer. That's super practical. And mobile apps, too, using frameworks like Flutter or React Native to build apps for both iPhone and Android.
Wow, that's quite a range. It sounds like you don't have to commit to just one path right away either.
Not at all. The best advice is probably to dabble. Try a small project in web dev, maybe analyze a small data set, see what sparks your interest the most. Let your curiosity guide you.
Explore and experiment. I like that.
So if we had to boil it all down to one final piece of advice based on everything we've looked at, it would be consistent, not perfect.
Consistency over perfection.
Yeah. Even just 30 minutes of focused coding practice, most days, that adds up way more than trying to do an 8-hour marathon session once a month and then burning out.
That makes a lot of sense. And I'd add to that, build real things. As soon as you can, try to build something, anything that you find interesting or useful.
Oh, definitely.
You learn so much faster when you're invested in the outcome, when you're solving a problem you actually care about. That feeling of making something work is just an unbeatable motivation.
Totally agree. And please remember, it is absolutely 100% okay to feel confused or lost sometimes. Every single expert programmer out there started as a complete beginner, staring blankly at their first Hello World program.
Everyone starts somewhere.
Exactly. Which makes you think, right?
Yeah.
What's some other complex skill you've already learned, maybe learning to drive or cook or play an instrument that felt totally impossible when you first started?
That's a great perspective. And hey, if this deep dive helped you or someone you know who's curious about coding, please share it. And seriously, if you write your first program after listening, even just hello world, celebrate that. Let us know.
Yeah, celebrate those small wins. And here's a final thought to chew on. What's really fascinating about learning to program isn't just the syntax or the tools, it's that it fundamentally teaches you a new way to think structured, logical problem solving. So how might that way of thinking apply to challenges in your life completely outside of software?
Something to ponder. Until next time, keep learning, keep building, and stay curious.